Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Violet.
And I'm Ruby.
And today we're taking a look at a game called Equinox. Now Equinox, there's two things about it. First of all, you're going to see that there are two boxes of this available that have two different covers, but they're the same game. One of them shows the deer and the other one shows the bear on it. Or, what's the bear called? The thing that's in the sky. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
The 10.5 thing.
It's not called the 10.5 thing. Anyhow, so we have these two boxes, but they're pretty much the exact same game. They just have different covers to them. So that's one thing. Secondly, this is a reprint of an older game called Colossal Arena, which is itself a reprint of a game called Titan the Arena. So this is an old game, but it's a game I like a lot. It's a game in the library. This game is older than you, and probably older than you. I'm not actually sure, but it's pretty close to that. But it's a new box. Are we ready to talk about it?
Yeah.
Here we go. There are 14 different creature cards in this game, and you're going to be picking 8 of those. So let's say you could pick them randomly, or you can choose which ones you pick. Once you pick them, you're going to find all the cards for that creature, which are just numbered from 1 to 10. And you're going to be taking these and putting them in one big pile and shuffling them, and you're always going to be adding the chameleon cards, also numbered 1 through 10, and there are 3 tree cards, and that will make your deck. So you're going to take a card that matches each of the different characters and put it at the top here, building a row of cards, and then you're going to put cards underneath that showing 5 rounds. And this is a pretty big area here, so we're going to zoom in a little bit to show. Each of these is going to match 1 round of the game. And you're going to play until the deck completely runs out of cards or until the 5th round is completed. Now, the beginning of each round, players have 5 stones that they're going to be using over the course of a game. At the beginning of each round, players are going to take turns going around and deciding whether they want to bid on a creature or not. So you can bid on a creature by putting a stone in that creature's spot, and that shows that you are betting on that creature this round. Only one person can bet on each creature per round. So if I bet on the bat in this round, you might bet on it in round 2, but you can't bet on it in round 1. The only exception to that is, in round 1, you can play a card for someone face down without telling anyone what it is, and you're making a secret prediction to show that you want that creature to win. So there's one creature that people don't know that you're betting on. After everyone's done betting, and you can bet everything you want in the first round if there's spaces to put it, or in round 2, but you can save them for future rounds. Then the game begins. And on a turn, players are simply going to take a card from their hand and play it. Now, most of the time, you're going to play a creature card underneath the creature in the row that the round is in. And players will take turns just playing those. Now, if you play a creature where you control it, so let's say I was the blue player, and I played it here, and I control the bats, then I get to do the special ability of that creature. So the bat there is Carmen, and that lets me discard extra cards at the end of my turn. Sometimes there is no innate power, like this one, the bear just has 0.5. So instead of having a 6 card, he'd have a 6.5. And so players are going to keep going around. If you have a chameleon, you can play a chameleon on top of any creature you want, but you can't activate the special power if you control that. If at any point all the cards are filled and one card is the lowest, the round ends. In this case, that's not happening because the Firefox and the Owl both have 2s. But if that tie is broken, let's say I put a 1 on top of that, instantly the fox is going to be eliminated. We're going to put this card underneath them in the next round to show they've been eliminated, and we start a new round with betting, etc. And so one animal will be eliminated in all 5 rounds, and so at the end of the game, only 3 of these creatures are going to survive. The 3 creatures who survive are you're going to count up your bets on them, and if you bet in round 2, for example, that's worth 3 points, 4 points, etc. And your secret bet is worth 5. And whoever has the most points is the winner. Now there's a few more rules in the game. There's those tree cards I told you about. When you play them, they can let you ask if someone's secret bet is on a creature, or pick cards back up and put them in your hand. There are all kinds of special abilities that some cards let you take a bet token back off, or move one, or pick a card up from the column and put it in your hand. Each creature is different. You can also, on your turn, if you want to, you can reveal your secret bet. Why would you do that? Well, that way you can now control the creature. That was the bat. You would control the creature. Whoever's bets are on the highest numbers would control it, unless future bets added together are more than that. But you're going to be just simply basically playing cards, possibly doing a special ability if you control the creature. And then at the end of your turn, you can discard up to 3 creatures if that creature has been eliminated. So round 2 here, I could start discarding Firefox cards, etc. And you're going to keep going. It is possible the deck will run out. I've played many games where the deck runs out in round 4, so maybe there's only round 4s. Or if the round does end in 5 and all but 3 creatures have been eliminated, then you add up the points for those 3 creatures. Most points is the winner. These stones are great. They're really nice. They have stripes on them and everything. I really like the coloring of them also. So it's odd because they give you these bags to put the stones in, but I don't even know what the point of these bags are, other than to maybe have the bag in front of you so you know what your color is. Because even the insert has spots to put the stones here in the side. Well, The cards themselves, I really like the artwork in this game. I mean, this one looks like it came from Princess Mononoke. But I just find the art to be fun. It's whimsical. The cards are really big, which is good and bad. Good because it's easy to see what the cards do, and it's easy to tell them apart. But it does take up a good chunk of table space. I might complain that I don't think these are always very easy to understand what they do, the symbology on them. I think it could have been a little clearer. You have the appendix here. But there's only one of these, and I wouldn't have minded if there was a little reference card for each player that said what they do. But it does show you a nice final scoring here with this. I thought the rules were very easy to understand. This is Plan B. Their component quality is usually quite good. I'm not going to really do a comparison to the original game of this because it's essentially the same game. It is the same game as Colossal Arena, which I liked a lot. But y'all never played that. So in this game, you have creatures that are fighting for, I don't know what it is. In the original game, they were fighting in an arena. Here they're trying to be the one that you remember by writing out them in a book.
The one who survives.
Yeah, we just called it a fight because that's what it felt like. But what did you think about it? Did the game feel mean where you were trying to control a creature and I'd be like, I'm killing that creature?
I should pretend
definitely.
I avoided that creature.
I was so mad, especially them times you guys killed mine. You always did, at least one.
Like your secret one or your... Oh, yeah, but who was the person in the first game of this we played who put everything on one creature? Is that you? Yeah, and that's the thing. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you're going to win if that creature survives.
Yeah, but then again, everyone else is going to kill him the first round.
That's true. Or if not the first round, I'll let them survive for a certain number of rounds and then take them out. But definitely the game is kind of mean, but I never felt too bad about it because it's a fairly quick game. It takes about 30 minutes and it plays 2 to 5 players, but it works really well at 3. It's always been one of my favorite 3-player games. What did you think about the special powers?
I don't know, but for a few of them, there were a few that seemed a bit overpowered and a few that seemed a bit weaker.
It is true. Like the foxing, couldn't you take any card that was already out and just put it back in?
That's a really powerful thing. However, I think the game balances out because if you pick someone that's overpowered like that, then everyone else says, I'm going to try to kill them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use chameleon cards to do that and everything. So my only question is I thought some of the powers were... most of the powers, again, they've poured it from the original one, but some of the powers are more boring than others.
Yeah, so you just play it and you completely forget that, hey, this person has an ability.
Yeah.
The frog thing where you switch the two, I don't know, I just didn't really care about that much.
And some of them, and you don't even get to do the powers very often because you're playing cards out for a creature that you don't even control. Or you do control it secretly, but you don't want to reveal that because you want to remain a secret.
Yeah.
That being said, I really think the game's fun. We definitely laughed a lot in this game as we're playing cards out, trying to make everyone else die. If I think Violet's creature's doing really well, I'll bet on them the next round. I bet on them also. So we're working on that creature together. But little do we know that Ruby has that secret one, so we're all three of us want that person to survive.
And you guys are just confused running around trying to figure out which one was my secret one. You always guessed the wrong one.
Especially that time when we tried saving the mouse because we thought it was cute.
Okay, well, let me ask you about that. What did you think about the artwork?
Oh,
The artwork's very good. I liked it a lot.
I love the artwork. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, they don't put the names of the creatures on, so I end up calling them whatever, like Ursa.
Mouse.
That's the name of the bear. Ursa, and no one calls him Ursa. We say the bear, the mouse.
As in
The
like
polar
Ursa,
bear.
as in the constellation or something?
Yeah, Ursa and the bear. That's where the word bear comes from. Anyway, so we call them that. There's flying fox and fire fox and chameleon riding an eagle. So
We just call it Eagle.
yeah, sure. But I mean, I thought the artwork was pretty neat. The components or the stones are really good. It's a pretty interesting game.
The bags that they put in the game, what are they for?
The only
They
thing I
look
can
very
think of
useful.
is that if you leave it in front of you, people know what color you are.
Why would that matter?
Just remember, there's not that many people playing.
Besides, we didn't care about the bags much at all.
Okay, well, I agree on that. So, final thoughts in the game. Ruby, what do you think and what will you rate it?
The art's good. It's fairly simple, and I like to play it. I could probably play it again. The bags, again, though, they seemed a bit pointless. The few of the things, yes. If you kill someone, it may totally ruin your chances.
Well, that's because you were
Yes.
the idiot who bet
Yes.
all on one
Yes.
animal.
Okay, yes. I give it an 8 or probably an 8.5.
An 8.5. Okay, that's pretty high.
I like the game.
All right,
I
and
really
you?
like the game.
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked how you can just like play the game, end it quickly. I mean, long games are fun for me, but I mostly like short games. That way I can get it over with.
What?
I have other things to do. Anyway, I really like the art. I like the fact that you bet on things, making people upset when you kill off their character. It's funny to see the reaction.
I was a mean
Especially
person.
when I reach across the
What's your
table and try and
rating?
hit you.
I'll give it an 8.
An 8? Yeah, this one's a tough one for me because it floats between an 8 and an 8.5 for me. I really think it's a fantastic game. And it's one for 3 players, it's definitely an 8.5. It works so well with 3 players. And it's so easy to play, and I think it stood the test of time. So I'm going to go with Ruby. I'll say 8.5. So that is Equinox, an older game, really, from Reiner Knizia, but one that stood the test of time. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Violet.
And I'm Ruby.
See y'all next time.